I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. That's right. Episode 112 of WhysAdvice is here and got a great show. Jorita writes in right out of the gate. She says, I love your advice. When you're out of points, stop eating points. It's so simple, but I had never thought of it like that before you said it. It really is helping me. I am glad that someone with common sense shares with someone like me. Thanks so much. Why call yourself FatDag? It sounds a little negative to me, and you are such an energetic, positive man. Jorita. Well, I tell you, I get that question a lot, and I actually had to answer it today, as a matter of fact. So when I saw this in my inbox, I'm like, yeah, I already have that answer. I can kind of let you know. When I joined Weight Watchers, the first time I joined, asked me to create a username. We don't join when things are going well in our life generally, right? Generally, the time we walk into the meeting room, by the time we commit to doing the plan again, by the time we sign up online, at that point they ask us to create a username, and I wasn't very happy. So my last name was Daggett. And so for a long time people have called me Dag for short. It's kind of the military. We just use last names. So I've been Dag everywhere. And at one point, someone referred to me as FatDag, and I kind of got that, and it kind of stuck with me. So when I had to create a username, not liking where I was, I thought FatDag made the most sense. So I did. So I said, hey, I'll just call myself FatDag. And so I did. And it stuck. And of course, as you know, you can't change your username on Connect. And at this point, I wouldn't even want to. So one of the things I know about this journey is I was able to get this journey done because of the ability to believe and see things that I didn't believe were possible. When somebody showed me that they were able to lose 100 pounds, my brain said, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And when someone showed me that they could actually, go to a wedding and not eat, crazy, if they could hang out at a golf course and not go crazy, when someone showed me all that, I started seeing the fact that, hey, maybe I could do this too. So I keep the name FatDag, and it's no longer an adjective. It's clearly a noun. But when someone looks at me and I introduce myself, or they introduce me as, hey, this is FatDag, it gets their attention real quick, and they go, huh? It doesn't make any sense. If I were to say this is FitDag, or this is SlimDag, or whatever, that's who I am, people go, yeah, okay, got it. And no one would ever ask a question as how you got the nickname. But when I say my name is FatDag, almost always someone looks at me and goes, why? And at that point, I have the ability to share the story. That's an open invitation for me to say, well, let me tell you why. And let me tell you what's possible. And let me tell you all the amazing things that you can do if now that you believe that they're possible. And I almost always pull out a photo and show them a before photo and say, this is FatDag, and this is what's possible. And so now, how can I help you get there? So I will never change the name. It's going to stick for life because, like I said, it's a noun. It's not an adjective. So hope that helps. Jessica writes in on Facebook and says, hello, I'm writing to you this evening because I found my final hardcore infinite why. And I know this time it will carry me to goal. I've written to you before about some vacation success, and I listen daily to your podcast. This is my third time on Weight Watchers, and I'm down 32.2 pounds with only 24 pounds to goal. I've had success with the program before, but now is the only time I've had my why. Or so I thought. You see, my family has faced many uphill battles due to health problems such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's syndrome, stroke, various cancers, and Alzheimer's, to name a few. I always knew I wanted to lose weight for my health, so I could have a long and happy life with my husband and our someday future family. My father, who died 4 years ago at the age of 78, was and always will be my inspiration to change my life. Even into his mid to late 60s, he ran marathons, and he focused on his health and his fitness daily. However, he couldn't outrun dementia, which he battled for 12 years. You see, I'm turning 30 in 2018, and it's my ambition to be like my father when it comes to my running. I've dabbled here and there, but this time I've truly focused on my goals. I am coaching my school's running club along with some friends this fall and upcoming spring. I've signed up for a 4-mile race in September, and I'm training towards a Halloween-themed 10K in October. And I plan to keep going from there and run a half marathon by my 30th birthday in May. Running is my time with my dad. It has been since I was a child, chasing him on a bike or on foot, and it still is now. So back to my why. I realized that my why of being healthy just wasn't deep enough. So here it goes. I want to be healthy so that I too can run well into my golden years. So I can share my memories and help my someday children connect with their grandfather they never will have the pleasure of meeting. I want to spend my life running and knowing my heart, my legs, my mind can take it. I want to run 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, and full marathons. I want those silly 13.1 and 26.2 bumper stickers on my car. I want to not only run a marathon one day, but I want to run the one my dad was never able to. That inspired him at the age of 50 to change his life. The New York City Marathon. You see, because I'm a runner by choice and by blood, and that is why I keep going. Thank you for all you do. It means the world to have your daily inspiration guide me. Jessica out of McLouth, Kansas. Well, Jessica, I can feel your passion. We talked briefly on Facebook, and that's the first thing I said back to you. I can feel your passion. If you can put your passion into words and you can explain it in such a way where the person reading it can feel your energy, man, you're going to have great success. You have everything you need right now to be completely successful. You know why you're doing it. You have focus, you have discipline, and you have the passion to make it all a reality. You're down 32.2 pounds. You don't get down 32.2 pounds on accident. You've been focused along the way, and imagine now that you're 32.2 pounds into your journey, and all of a sudden you've found this new fire that'll easily carry you those last 24 pounds. You started your email the way a lot of us start our journey, is that I want to lose weight for my health. Well, that's such a broad term, right? Everybody says they want to be healthier. But until you quantify what that looks like, what that feels like, what that means to you, then it's just a generic term that we're chasing. And I agree with you, is not a deep enough why. And so I'm glad to see that you went a little bit further and you found out what that means to be healthy. Your definition of healthy is to be able to at any moment go out and run 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, full marathons. You have to be healthy to do that. Your dad sounds like an amazing man. At 78 years old, still out there running, doing it and getting it done. It's amazing work. And I don't know if you realize this in your email or in your note, but one of the things you said was that he even ran into his late 60s. He ran marathons because he focused on his health and fitness daily. He focused on his health and fitness daily. That's all I'm asking any of us to do on this journey. If every day you wake up focused on your health and you're focused on your fitness, you can have success. So what an amazing way to pay tribute to your dad is by seeking out the races that inspired him And then as you run that, I can just imagine your entire family jumping for joy as you cross that finish line of the New York City Marathon. And you say, Dad, this was for you. Dad, you changed my life. You changed your own life. You've changed our family tree, and you got it done. Jessica, now that you have your why, what I want you to do, I want you to base every decision back to your why. As you wake up in the morning and you're tired and you say, I don't want to run today, ask yourself the question, does that not running today, does that get me closer to my goal or further away from my goal, my why? Some days you're going to say the rest actually gets you closer to your goal. Many days the rest does not get you to your goal. Running gets you to your goal. When you sit down to eat, to say, does this food get me closer to my why? Does this help me run my half marathon? Does this help me run my marathon? Or does it hinder that? And do I care? So every day you're going to have that option to make that decision. And the more often you choose the decision that supports your why, the better off you're going to be. There's no wrong answer when you choose, but you choose now mindfully, balancing the question up against your why. Jessica, go fuel your dreams. Go get it done. I'm proud of you. And thanks for writing in. Cathy writes in, says, hello, Mike. Let me start off by thanking you for your service to our great country and for your hard work in helping others reach their weight loss goals, which in turn sets them on course for a healthy life. I follow you on Connect. My username is Determined2016. I must say I was over the moon ecstatic and motivated when you started following me. I had posted about my hashtag Blue Dot Day, and I was so excited to have accomplished that, and you liked my post and started following me. Talk about motivational. I have so much respect and admiration for you, for what you have done to lose your weight, the staying power, the commitment. You, sir, are where I will be. I listen to your podcast, and I find them to be inspiring and helpful in this journey to a healthy me. I love Weight Watchers. It truly is the healthiest way to lose weight. I am a nurse practitioner. I often recommend to my patient Weight Watchers as a means of reaching a healthy weight and lifestyle. As for me, I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet, but I will get there. To all those that listen, please know the only way to fail is to quit. And I, for one, am no quitter. Thanks again, Mike, for your support through Connect, your podcast, and your serving our country. I wish you good focus, Cathy. Well, Cathy, I wish you good focus as well. That's how we get this done. And so, as you start off, thanking me for the hard work and helping others reach their weight loss goal. The thing I can tell you is that being at goal, being at lifetime, being at a healthy weight, that is something I never thought I could do until I figured out how to get it done with the help from the community. And so it just makes the most sense for me to give back because I want every single person to be able to experience everything I'm experiencing. I can't even describe it other than it's just the most amazing thing in the world. And the only thing I can do is tell you how wonderful it is and just beg you to come join me at Team Lifetime. There's a whole bunch of us at Lifetime that really want nothing more than for you to join us. So we do our best to get on Connect, and we follow the Blue Dot hashtags, we follow the Lifetime hashtags, we tag, we like, we comment when we can, because all of that is just to remind you that you can get it done. I disagree with one part in your email, and so in the back of your end of your email, you said, "As for me, I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet, but I will get there." Oh, I beg to differ. I absolutely beg to differ. You are there mentally. The fact that you've taken a moment to write in an email talking about your weight loss journey tells me you're focused. We may have some details as to how we figure out the whole thing, but that doesn't change the fact that you know what you want and you're working towards getting it done. You're right, and quitting does not get you there. No, we're not a quitter, and no, we're also not perfect. So as we work our tails off to get and join Team Lifetime, we take every single day and we learn from the journey as to what we're doing. If we like the results we're getting on the scale, we continue doing that. If we don't like the results we're getting on the scale, we look back and say, what adjustments could I have made in the journey to get me there? As for you being a nurse practitioner and recommending this to other folks and other members that you meet, the best thing you can offer them, the best advice you can give them is the ability to show them the possibility. And when you show them and they walk with you and you walk together, that's when we change lives. Cathy, thank you so much for your email. And as we said again, I wish you absolutely good focus. Out of Jacksonville, Florida, Mary writes in and says, I've written in before. I was an episode of the past. I have followed you since the beginning. I watched and I listened as you traveled to meet other Weight Watchers. You lost weight. You supported great military causes, including those struggling with their weight. You supported all of us on Weight Watchers. You shopped, and you shopped some more, and you joined Weight Watchers' team to lead others. While I watched you, I too made goal and lifetime mid-2016. I joined the Weight Watcher team November 2016 as a receptionist. I am currently still at my on-paper goal on weigh-in day, which has always been at the high end for my weight. I hear your every podcast say with enthusiasm, when you're out of points, stop eating points, right? I go up and down 3 to 4 pounds. I always call it working lifetime. There was a time when I was easily maintaining 3 pounds less than I am today. I am happy with my clothes size, teetering between size 6 and 8 at 5'7". But I am dangerously close to the high end of the weight range for my height. Naturally, I want some wiggle room. I want to start winter 5 pounds thinner. Dang it, I do. So I really need some better discipline to drop the few pounds that I want to drop. I exercise plenty, so that is already in place. It hit me today when my husband quoted you as he does from time to time. When you're out of points, stop eating points. You see, he's not an official Weight Watcher. He's retired Navy and gets to listen to your podcast when I play them. Lucky fella. He reminded me how I used to track, comparing it to today. I have evolved in my tracking somewhat, and I'm less self-disciplined. Now, don't get me wrong. I show up every morning and I start tracking. But by evening, not quite so well. And sometimes, a lot off track. So I have neglected to stop eating points. An easy concept that is to forget, believe it or not. It is easy to trick yourself into thinking you are doing the right thing. Well, with that said, this is me today, lifetimer, starting over. I'm going to track accurately and be consistent. Well, there it is in writing. I don't hope that I do it. I am going to do it. Hope is not a plan. A wise man once said, I'm going to end this by saying wish me luck, because I'm going to end this thing by not saying wish me luck, because luck has nothing to do with it. Smack me if I don't do it. Thanks for all you do. I am glad to have your podcast as a tool in my belt, and those famous words have finally sunk in again today. When you're out of points, stop eating points. Mary out of Jacksonville, Florida. Well, Mary, first and foremost, thank your husband and you for his service to the United States Navy. As a military spouse and a military member, I understand that sacrifice dearly. So first and foremost, hats off to him. Clearly, he's a very smart man if he understands when you're out of points, stop eating points, and he's willing to quote it. I also like the fact that he reminded you that we all need that reminder along the way that when we start this plan, we start off on fire. Week 1, 2, 3, most of us are we're tracking everything, we're measuring everything, and then complacency sets in, and sometimes we're doing it, but it's not to the same level of intensity. So he recognized that, and man, what a great guy to point it out, and how awesome is your relationship for the two of you to be able to have that conversation, and you to be able to recognize it, adjust it, and keep going. Congratulations on making goal. Congratulations on making lifetime. And man, thank you so much for joining the Weight Watcher team as a leader and as a receptionist. One of the things that I did, at first I thought I was joining to hold myself accountable to the process. And I realized that I actually really, really joined because I love watching other people succeed. And I love sharing that. And I suspect, everyone who joins and becomes on the team of Weight Watcher leaders, that's what keeps them going. The fact that we can, directly impact someone's life and help them see things they couldn't see. The receptionist role is incredible. My receptionists at my meetings are just absolutely phenomenal. And, if they're listening, they're laughing right now because they know, one of the jokes I say to my folks in my meeting room is I say, hey, real quick, if you walk into the room and you notice that she is not here, you need to turn around and leave because this meeting's probably not going to get going. So I have some amazing receptionists. I love the receptionist role. So thank you for what you do there. Now let's hit some notes here that are kind of key to your journey. When we're talking about complacency and you talk about tracking somewhat, you know this. It's not rocket science. The fact that tracking somewhat doesn't work. But let me put it to you this way. If you track 2/3 of the day, if you track your breakfast and you track your lunch and you don't track your dinner, and you're working the plan 2/3 of the way, well, 2/3 of the way is 100% wrong. You can't do something 2/3 and get the success that you truly are capable of getting. If you're only doing it 2/3, it's 100% wrong. And what I want you to do is understand that. Now, I know exactly what you're going through. There are days that happens to me as well. It's why I do stay accountable to the scale part of my process. And that reminds me that I'm not tracking. And then the next day, simply, I just get right back to it. So I found an additional level of accountability to keep me honest there. Today is your lifetime. You're starting over. You're not starting over. Don't look at it like you're starting over. You're at lifetime. You're at goal. You're just a couple pounds away from where you want to be. That's not a start over. The journey will continue for the rest of your life as you work this journey. It will continue to have ups and downs. That's how the program works. That's how we find balance. So now you just refocus in, you rebalance everything you want to do, you kick out the luck and the hope part of this plan. The journey has nothing to do with luck. The journey has nothing to do with hope. Luck and hope certainly have a role in this world, but as I say, if you have the ability to make an influence over it, if you have the control to do it or not do it, don't rely on luck. Don't rely on hope. Rely on you. Rely on your ability. The same ability you use to get to goal is the same ability you can use to maintain it. It's not luck. It's your hard work, focus, and discipline. So, Mary, thank you so much for your email. And one last time, when you're out of points, stop eating points. It's that simple, right? Mary, thank you so much. Next up is Calah. It says, hi, FatDag. My name is Calah, and I've been a Weight Watcher for a year now. I rejoined exactly 6 weeks after giving birth to my second child. I always knew I would rejoin after having her, but I ran into that meeting room after receiving some troubling news about my health. I had a high-risk pregnancy with gestational diabetes, and my postnatal numbers came back showing that I was now pre-diabetic. Diabetes is something I've feared my whole life after my mom, a diabetic herself, constantly stressed the seriousness of this disease. Luckily, there was a mistake with my numbers, and I was in fact not pre-diabetic, but I knew if I didn't get this weight off, it's a reality I'd be facing soon. Fast forward, a year later, I'm down 45 pounds, and I just made it to Wonderland. You are a big part of this success, as I was stuck in a complacency trap hovering around 210 pounds. Your podcast about the blue dots gave me a aha moment about the way that I was working the plan. Blue dots were a sometime accomplishment, not an everyday goal. I've changed that now, and I strive daily to be in my healthy eating zone. I also now listen to WhysAdvice for some daily focus. I have to tell you, I'm so proud of my weight loss, not just for the number, but because through a challenging year, I never gave up. It started with a PCS to Texas from Fishers, Indiana. Yes, I was in your neck of the woods, and I'm kicking myself now for not knowing about you at the time, but c'est la vie. I went through 2 incidences of throwing out my back, juggling life with 2 kids, an autism diagnosis for my 3-year-old son. Through all of this, I never gave up on me. I never will. I deserve to be my best self for my amazing kids, my awesome Navy husband, and for the me's that fought obesity since graduating high school. I'll be a Weight Watcher for life because it gives me the freedom I seek by giving me the structure that I need. Before I end this email, I do have one aspect I struggle with, and I suspect many of your listeners wrestle with as well. Sabotage. I find it with every milestone I hit, I'm excited, but I'm also scared by the change in my body. Part of me really wants to reach the finish line, but part of me is fighting to stay where I am. With each celebration, there's fear of the unknown. I focus in on my why, and I repeat to myself the mantra, embrace the change. But I tell you, my body has changed so much with pregnancies and yo-yo dieting for so many years, I'm excited to get to a weight that I can settle into. How do you deal with the saboteur when it comes and shows up during your journey? Thanks for your selfless service to this great country and to the Weight Watcher community. God bless, Calah. Calah, thank you as well to you and your husband for your service to this great nation. That is always, again, my honor to talk to folks who have taken the oath of service and continue to do that. So let's talk about the opening to your email. You received a diagnosis, even though it was a misdiagnosis, you received a diagnosis that was strong enough, scary enough, severe enough, where it scared you to make the change. I hope you wrote that moment down differently than you did in the email here, because that clearly set you on the path to go down 45 pounds and continue working the program. Now, that focus was that you wanted to change your health and you wanted to get healthy. I'm extremely proud of you. Through the challenges that you've gone through, the fact that you never, ever gave up is incredibly amazing. That's the best part of all this thing. You're right, the blue dots, it's not a sometime accomplishment. It's a target you should be striving for daily, depending on how you want to work the plan. The blue dots that we talked about in a couple different episodes now, it really is just a guideline and a range for you to eat in this healthy range. It's generally between -3 of your daily all the way up to +7 of your dailies, understanding that you still can't go negative, so you can't have 7 dailies every day. You'll just run out of points. You can use your weeklies however you want to get in there, but generally speaking, the blue dot is earned with the general servings and 2 to 3 servings of fruit and hitting your blue dot range. No, it's not just every once in a while try it. It's every day you should be striving for something very close to that and getting it done. So the fact that you realize that and you're now eating in your healthy zone continues to make your entire journey healthy, and that is what's going to help you get to where you need to be. What I want you to do when it comes to sabotage, you got to listen for just a moment. I get it. I didn't have any idea what 180 pounds was going to look like on me. Not only did I have any idea, I was actually kind of scared of it as well. I've heard everyone tell me, oh, you're going to get too thin. Don't get too thin. I had not seen this number my entire life. I didn't know what it looked like. So I was afraid of it. So I was very happy to never, ever get there. I can tell you, though, and I want you to trust me on this, if you just simply follow the plan, all I'm asking you to do is eat in that healthy blue dot range, work your weeklies into the plan, make smart choices, get the right amount of protein, get healthy food, get some proper exercise, move a little more, do a little more. If you do all of that, then your body will tell you exactly where you need to be. That's what's going to happen. I just want you to see what happens when you do that. I don't want you to focus on what will I look like. I don't want you to focus on what number am I shooting for. I want you to change your focus. Quit focusing on how am I working the plan so much and just focus on working the plan. Quit focusing on how am I going to look when I get there? How will I know when I get there? Focus on the fact that this is a healthy lifestyle that I've adopted. I'm eating smarter portions. I'm choosing better food. I'm getting a little more activity in. I'm juggling a very busy life. I'm balancing all of that. And if you do all of that, your body will reward you by shedding every single pound that it doesn't need, and you will get the success that you want. At that point, that is goal. At that point, when you're finally there, you say, this is where I want to be. Whatever number that is, you call that goal and you move on. So Calah, thank you for your amazing email. Last up, out of Texas, Shavonne writes in and says, hello, FatDag. I started listening to your show last week. I cannot seem to stop listening. The very first day of listening, I decided to start tracking right away after not tracking consistently all year. Here are some of the reasons why I am hooked. Number one, I'm actually a blue dot rebel. I didn't want Weight Watchers to tell me how many points to eat. Can you believe that? I would exercise so hard, I lost about 50 pounds when I joined 7 years ago. In fact, I was 7 pounds away from goal. I started gaining weight when I started dating my husband 6 years ago. I rejoined meetings July 2016 after I gained 75 pounds. My husband loves me, but I know he would like to see me conquer my binge eating and my lack of focus. I now aim for blue dots and I exercise without doing too much too soon. Attendance goal is what I'm doing. How simple. Reason number 2 is focus. Even when I lost the weight on Weight Watchers years ago, I was exercising 1 to 2 times a day. Because I lost weight, I was not able to focus on transforming my poor eating habits for good. Listening to your podcast gives me that focus. It's something about you being a no-nonsense, honest member of Weight Watchers who traveled this journey before me that makes me feel like I have a personal, tough, but very encouraging coach as my wingman. You won't just tell your listeners things to make them feel good about poor choices that lead to obesity. You give us a strategy to focus on our why, focus on the present and on the future so we don't focus on our failures too much. I'm planning to bounce back when I fail because I know it is part of the journey. Number 3, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Why did it take so long for me to get this? I am such a creative person that systems are difficult for me to follow. I don't need to create my own way. I need to realize that Weight Watchers has created the way. I just need to focus on why and make my point budget take it very seriously. Number 4 is my why. To be an example, I'm a family nurse practitioner. I always feel like a fraud when I tell my patients to lose weight by adjusting their diet and exercise. My mind is transformed because of you. As a fat practitioner, I am just like many of my patients, at risk for heart disease. I have a high blood pressure. I am 38. I take 3 blood pressure medications. I wear a CPAP machine at night. 3 of my parents' 6 children have type 2 diabetes. That could be me. I live in Arlington, Texas. It's not a show me state. It's the Lone Star State. I'm ready to be the show me lady when it comes to helping people lose weight. I'm not alone, but I want to be a Weight Watcher star. Thank you for showing us the way and sharing your struggles, successes, and insights with everyone. I wish you good focus. Shavonne out of Texas. Well, Shavonne, yay. Great 4 points here that you've outlined. And clearly, as I read through your email, I can tell you're listening. I can tell you're paying attention. And that means I can tell you're going to get the goal. So congratulations on getting to goal mentally. Now let's work on how to survive until the scale catches up. The fact that you at the very first day of listening, you decided to start tracking immediately is incredible. That in right there is that quick little jolt that says, yes, I can get it done. You've figured out that the attendance goals for the more important part of this process, and you're getting that done as well. Now, what I want you to do is as you talked about number 3, when I say stop eating points when you're out of points, you think about this for just a second. The folks at Weight Watchers, and I've never met any of them, right? But all the scientists, all the docs, all the smart people, I have to believe that when they developed this program, they didn't do it in about a week or, a couple days. They probably spent a lot of time doing some research, doing some analysis, doing studies, doing focus groups. However long it took them to develop this current program, I'm confident it's more than a week. And so here we are, we show up, they hand us this program, and within the first week, we want to make changes to something these folks have worked on for years to get it right. We have no training, we have no background, but something simple says, well, I don't want to follow that. I can do this my own way, and it doesn't work. So don't reinvent the wheel. The program is given to you, and it clearly works. If you follow the program, which is, I know, not easy, but if you follow the program, and when I say follow the program, I mean you follow the program, you fail, you follow the program, you fail, you follow the program, you follow the program, you fail, you follow the program, and you keep going without quitting. Every single person that's made it to goal, that's made it to lifetime, that I have talked to, if I asked them if they were perfect along the way, did you track every single bite? Did you eat every single thing perfect? Did you weigh every piece of food? I've yet to have someone say they were absolutely perfect for the entire journey, and that's what got them to goal. They have all said, I didn't quit. That's all I'm asking you to do at this point. Now let's address your nurse practitioner role. I use the hashtag a lot that says, BeThePrize. I want you to be the prize. And I want, just like as you watch me walk this plan and do this journey, and you say, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to be, I want you to be that for your patients. Why did you become a nurse practitioner? I'm guessing, and of course we've never met, but I'm guessing part of the reason you decided to become a nurse practitioner was to help people, right? You have a calling to help your fellow American, your fellow, people on this planet. That calling can be much better served if you can show them the way versus telling them the way. The best thing you can give them, the best help you can provide is that sense of hope. That sense of, hey, you can do this. Not you should do this. You can do this. And I'm so confident you can do this. And the reason I'm so confident is because I did it. And I'm here to walk with you until you get it done. Those are the words that I use, and those are the words that encourage you to join this journey. Those are the words that got you tracking the very first time you heard the podcast. If they had that much power on you, and you just heard it through a podcast, imagine when you look in the eye of your patient and you say it with the same conviction that I just told it to you. They will leave your room on fire to get it done. Shavonne, thank you for all that you do. Go be the prize. Go show them that this whole journey is doable, that there's a reason to celebrate, that getting to goal isn't just this thing that we talk about, it's an actual reality, that maintaining a healthy weight for the rest of your life is actually doable. You don't have to struggle on the plan, you just have to not give up. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to every day wake up, focus, and say, I want to be healthy, and I'm living a healthy life. And at that point, we celebrate. I want to know what it is that you're celebrating. Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your celebrations, send in your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations, because as you email in, the thousands of people who hear everything we say, somebody somewhere gets it. It changes somebody's journey because they feel like they have a team that's working with them. As we work together, we can do amazing things. Well, that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.